You are okay.
Good morning, everybody. State Line Sports Hour here, April 11, 2015. Dave Schmidt along with Matt Nestor and producer Tom Warner. Let's go now to some high school basketball, one of my favorite subjects. And right now with us we have Freeport Aquin coach Rich Chang. He will be one of the coaches tonight for the area team in the boys all-star game. And, Coach, good to have you on today.
I'm happy to be here. I appreciate you guys asking me to come on.
You know, you resigned a couple of weeks ago as the coach over at Aquin. This is kind of a nice way to top off the whole season, isn't it, coaching your son in the Rising Star game?
Yeah, it's nice to be able to do it one more time. Been about 114 games where we've been able to play and coach together, and one more time is going to be fun.
You know, I imagine it's got to be fun regardless to just get to coach your son, but I got to imagine it's a little bit more fun when he's, one of the top players in the area.
You know, Aiden's had a good career, and since I've been his coach, I've never really been able to talk about him as a father, as a proud father, but now I get the chance. And, yeah, I'm very proud of what he's accomplished. He's worked very, very hard over the 4 years of his varsity career, and, this is a good honor for him and all the kids that are getting to play tonight.
You know, when I watched him play earlier in the season, I think it was against Pecatonica at their tournament over there, he just seems like he is so smooth out there. He's kind of like a coach on the team. He's always encouraging the kids. He kind of got a little bit of coaching background in him, too. You think someday he'll end up being a coach like you?
Well, he's kind of thinking about that, and that's one of his aspirations. He's, in fact, going to coach an AAU team for the Sauk Valley Magic this summer, so he's going to get a taste of it.
You know, I know you said you didn't get too much of a chance to really enjoy him as a father because you're always coaching the game, but were there just some moments, where maybe he'd do something out there, maybe if you guys were up big or something like that, you'd be like, boy, I really enjoy watching this kid play?
Yeah, but I've said that about a lot of my players. Mm-hmm. It's starting back with, we had a really good player, Aaron Schmelsley, when I first started, who, you could watch guys like that play, and even guys that we've competed against, guys like Robert DeVries, Brett Dittleson, Brady Pond, Brett Ott, those guys, they all do things out there, and you say, wow, these are just kids. These are 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, and look at what they're doing. So it's fun to watch, and it's pretty amazing to see these young guys do that, and more importantly, I think for me, the reward has been seeing them come, for the most part through our system from sixth graders and seeing them progress to the point where they're seniors and they're guys that are doing that stuff. It's rewarding and it's fun.
So how much fun is it going to be, over the years you've had to coach against, guys like Ott and Pond, try to come up with a way to stop them. How much fun is it going to be to have them on your side tonight?
It's going to be a lot of fun. A couple of the practices we had this week, first of all, when we were preparing to play Rockford Christian Life, I had scouted down against North Boone, and Brady Pond, I think, went like 9 for 11 from beyond the arc. He was just on fire. And, so our scouting reporters don't let him shoot. Well, fortunately, he didn't shoot like that against us, and we came up on the upper end. But in the practices here, he hasn't missed a shot. I think, in all the times that he shot the ball in these two practices, I'm pretty sure he didn't even touch the rim once. They were all going through the net.
And then you have Brett Ott, whose dad is coaching on the other side. That don't happen very often. You getting any good inside information on what the Nick 10 Stars are going to do tonight?
Brett's been tight-lipped, so, I didn't try to pry any information out of him. I think he's enjoying the time, and I think he told me, though, he wants to beat his dad, so that's going to be fun.
A lot of times a lot of these kids play together in the summer, AAU ball, things like that anymore. So I don't know if there's as much animosity as there maybe would have been in the past. But, is it ever tough to, maybe get some players on the same page that have gone at each other for maybe the last 3, 4, 5, 6 years? Ever any, lingering animosity there?
No, not at all. Not at all. These kids are all friends. They all respect each other, especially these all-area boys. We've played against every one of these kids on the team, except, unfortunately, Chase Kitchen from DeKalb, which is a school that we don't get to see. But, when they all get together, that's the first thing they start talking about. Hey, remember when we did this? You remember that game and this? And, was that official? And this, and this. It's fun to listen to them. At one point, I had to interrupt the conversation. We could go back to practice. A lot of these guys, Aiden and Brett Dittleson and even Giovanni Offord all played on the same AAU team this summer. So, they're good friends, and they respect each other. Even though they're tough competitors on the floor, once you get them off the floor, they're all good friends.
We're talking to Freeport Aquin coach Rich Chang. He'll be coaching the Rising Stars, and I'm one of the coaches for the Rising Stars. How do you approach the game? And some people go into this game and an all-star game, say, hey, we're going to go out and have fun, we're going to do things like that. But I think the kids that you have on your team don't see that way, do they?
I don't think so. No, these kids want to compete, and I think if you come from a small school in this area, you automatically have a little bit of a chip on your shoulder, and you want to prove some things. Not that it's going to be a knockdown, drag-out sectional final game or anything like that. The kids want to have fun, no question. But I think everybody knows that when you're playing basketball or any competitive sport, it's a little bit more fun when you're playing well and when you're winning.
How tough of an adjustment is it to, again, you're going to have some fun with it, but to face a lot of players that, really none of these kids have ever seen before in a game matchup and a coach that you've never really got to go up against, how tough is that to try to adjust to, in a short time frame like this?
Well, the one thing that's good about this, honestly, from a coach's perspective, is you can't scout, you can't prepare. You basically just try to get the guys to play together and have some fun with each other and share the ball. And as opposed to a regular season game or a playoff game where you're watching lots of film and video, you just can't do that here. And I think that adds a little bit of the fun to it for the guys. Is you go out and play basketball, adjust. You're going to have to rely on the fundamentals and the skills that you've been taught by your respective coaches over the years, and just adapt to whatever's going on out there. And I think that's half the fun of these kinds of games.
The nice part is, at least we're proud of it over here, is at Rock Valley College. That is a great place to play a basketball game. That's got to be fun for the kids too.
Yeah, it's a great facility, and we're lucky that they made that available to the Ken Rock Community Center and the organization. This is a fundraiser for them, and to be able to play in a first-class facility like that, I think is going to be good. Hopefully the crowds come out to support all the teams, all four teams tonight, and we raise some good money for the community center, and it's good exposure for the players too, to be able to play in a facility like that, and for some of them maybe for the first time, and enjoy something at that level.
There's a lot of all-state players, all-conference players, kids going Division I basketball that are involved in this game. Is there anybody maybe on your team that you're looking at that maybe doesn't get as much recognition as some of the other kids that you think might show up and really play well tonight?
Well, I think on the all-area team, our area is going to know of all the players for the most part, except for Jace from DeKalb, Jace Kitchen. And I think he's going to surprise some people tonight. He's got some length. He can shoot the ball. He can handle the ball. So nobody around here really is going to know who he is, and I think they'll be pleasantly surprised. Of course, everybody knows the kids from Lutheran, Talon and Wheating, and Dalton Menke from Bago, and all the NUIC guys. So there'll probably be no surprises with them. But I think Jace is a guy that he'll be fun to watch.
That's one kid I got to see play a couple times. They played in Hononegah, the holiday tournament. They played in a couple other things. That Kitchen kid can really play, can he? That's kind of your surprise for him, right?
Yeah, no question. Like I said, he's got some good length, and he can play inside and outside. So he'll be a fun one to watch. It'll be good to see all the guys out there. The all-area team, unfortunately, doesn't have a whole lot of size. So there'll probably be a lot of guys standing around the perimeter trying to figure out what to do with the ball.
Your daughter's playing on the girls' team. You got to be pretty proud dad, don't you, Haley?
Yeah, absolutely. Haley's she's had a great career as well. She's an three-time All-Stater and two-time state champ. Very proud of her. That's the one, I guess, proud father thing I have been able to do is watch all the girls' games or most of the girls' games and see Haley from her freshman year all the way till now. She's just been a joy to watch, and she's getting to play with a lot of the girls that she's competed against as well. J.C. Cleaver and Allison Prestergaard from AFC and Lexa McCumber from Eastland. I know I'm leaving some girls out, but she's had fun with being able to practice with those girls also.
And it's got to be a fun family night, because I can't imagine there's been too many times where you get to see both your daughter and your son play on the same night and on the same floor.
No, in fact, the only other time, and this is kind of an interesting story, was their freshman year. We had a Saturday session down at Polo where the girls played first and the guys played second. It was kind of the coming out party for Aiden. I got a little boisterous with the officials and got 2 technicals back to back and had to go to the locker room. So our assistant coach put Aiden in for the first time in his varsity career. And we were down 24 going into the fourth quarter. And Aiden went 6 for 9 from beyond the arc, scored 18 points, and we came back and won the game by 1 point. So, and I didn't get to see any of it.
That is a good story. That's one you would see on a TV show and go, "Wow, that would never happen."
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you talk about Haley. She, those 2 state championships. She got to play with a pretty good young lady named Sophie Bruner. How much does that help a young lady like Haley to watch somebody like her play that's now doing great things at Arizona State?
Oh, everybody. Everybody's proud. In all honesty, it's a great feeling to see somebody like that. And I don't care if it's Sophie Bruner or somebody from AFC. It's a great thing to see for our area. That kids can succeed, whether you're from a small school or a big school, and you can get onto a big stage like Sophie's done. I think it's been outstanding. And quite frankly, when Haley was a freshman, Sophie was a junior, and they won that first state championship. I think that combination with I had another daughter on that team, Aubrey, and Sophie's older sister, Ellen. They had 2 sisters starting on that team. It was a fun thing to watch. It was really a special moment to see my 2 daughters and the 2 Bruners playing out there. And I think that was a huge reason for the beginning of Haley's growth, was being able to play on that team, very experienced team, and a caliber player of Sophie Bruner.
So how many points are the Changs going to score tonight?
I told the all area kids, and I've told Aiden this exact same thing. I said, everybody coming to watch the game tonight, they know that all of you guys are scorers and can shoot. You wouldn't be on this team if you weren't probably the leading scorer on your team and the leading creator on your team, and so on and so on. I think people are going to enjoy more tonight watching that extra pass, watching that fast break, and guys sharing the ball and having fun with each other and that sort of thing, rather than guys just coming down and jacking up threes. So hopefully we see the Chang family combining for 20 assists.
There you go.
I'd be more proud of that than 20 points.
You look at Freeport, Aquin. I checked the IHSA website, and it says you have 112 students there. Things have changed a lot with all the charter schools out there and, people moving around and stuff like that. How has Aquin survived this long with 112 kids? That's not very many kids, and you even have football over there at Aquin.
Yeah, we do. We have football, and our football program's been very successful.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just comes down to the families and the attitude that if you're sending your kids to Aquin, you're making sacrifices. There's a pretty high tuition that has to be paid, and Freeport's not doing the best economically. So if you're sending your kids to Aquin, you've got to volunteer, and you got to participate, and you've got to be involved. And I think that's just been going on for years and years and years. It's a great place to send your kids and make them feel part of a family. And you look at some of the names, the names just keep getting recycled over and over and over. And they're, names that existed 30 years ago are now popping up again as grandchildren in the Aquin community. So there's just sort of a following, if you will, from a family perspective that's made it a special place. And all the kids are top-notch kids. So we're proud of that the most, honestly. The kids that I've been able to coach and have the honor to coach are all turned out to be outstanding young adults, and that's a very rewarding thing to see.
Before I let you go, the reason you resigned, did you run out of Chang kids to play? Is that what happened? We're all done with the Changs over at Aquin?
Well, we are now, unfortunately, and maybe for another 20 years, knock on wood, we'll be out of Chang kids. But that's the fundamental reason is I've got an opportunity with them. They're all going to be going to the same school, and I'm going to get an opportunity to see them play, and I want to be able to do that. It's just one short year. Well, I'll have the chance to do that out of how many more years I got left on this earth, and You know, on my deathbed, I